Yes, thank you, Chair. Mr Barrot, I am afraid that your statement has not reassured me at all. Let me start by saying that freedom of religion is one of the fundamental rights in the European Union, yes, but separation of church and state is one of the basic principles underpinning our modern society. In your country, Mr Barrot, the principle of laïcité is one of the cornerstones of the Republic. I would also like to remind you that in the current debate we are having in most Member States on Islam, this whole principle is strongly emphasised, so we should not be applying double standards, but apply the same standards to ourselves. Religious and non-denominational organisations are an important voice in society, and it is therefore fitting that the EU should have a dialogue with these organisations. However, such a dialogue should meet the regular criteria of transparency that apply to all activities of the EU institutions. And frankly, closed meetings with organisations handpicked by President Barroso is not transparent nor balanced. The dialogue with churches must be transparent. It has been pointed out by several colleagues. The agenda and the minutes should be published on the internet. The meetings are to take place in public. There should be an established list of participants, and that list should be balanced with regard to the participating organisations. And finally, the dialogue should be organised on an equal footing with the dialogue with the rest of civil society, and I would actually personally prefer that it is an integral part of that dialogue. I would like to ask if the European Commission can guarantee that it will uphold these principles, and if it cannot, can you please tell us what your criteria are for this dialogue, and can you give them to us in writing? And finally, in reply to a parliamentary question, President Barroso had agreed to organise the dialogue in the spirit of the EU Constitution, even if it is not in force yet. Yet, despite his pledge, and contrary to his predecessor Prodi, he has called a number of meetings excluding the humanists. You made reference to it yourself, and you don't seem to think that that is a problem. Well, I think that it is. He has been reported to have had several meetings with representatives of the Catholic Church and notably the Vatican, thus granting a preferred status to one particular religion. And I am afraid that your explanation is not satisfactory.